Hi everyone, I'm Gail Simmons. I'm a TV host, author, and judge on Bravo's Top Chef. And I'm really excited to be working with Women's March and participating in Wellness Wednesday today. I thought I would show you a great recipe for my za'atar yogurt and goat cheese dip. It is a healthy, easy snack to make and enjoy at home with family and friends, or to take with you on the go. It's the perfect thing to eat during Women's March because it packs up really easily, travels really well through the day, and will keep you energized no matter how much energy you're exerting during your march. Here's how you make it. I'm gonna start with sesame seeds that I really like to toast before I use them, and they're gonna go into the dip and then be used as a garnish. By toasting sesame seeds, you're bringing out the essential oils. Sesame seeds are really high in great fat, healthy fat. So I love cooking with them, but I wanna get them toasty and golden brown. It brings out so much of their flavor. So I'm just gonna put them right into a small pan, just a little amount, and give them a second to toast. You do not need to use any additional oil here. Just toast them right into the pan on kind of a medium heat. Also, never walk away when you're toasting nuts and seeds. Because of the fat content, they burn really easily, and if you walk away for a minute, they always will burn and taste really bitter. You won't want to be able to use them. So, give them a little toss in the pan. And as soon as you start smelling that toasted sesame smell, turn it off, and they're ready to go. I'm gonna let them cool slightly back in this container. Just set them aside. I'm ready to make my dip. You can make this dip a couple different ways. I'm gonna use goat cheese and Greek yogurt today because they're just tangy, delicious, creamy ingredients that I like to cook with. I have a little bit of goat cheese in a bowl, and I'm putting in about a cup of Greek yogurt. I've made sure that the goat cheese was at room temperature so that it's soft and easy to work with. And then to them, I'm gonna add a few things. A little lemon juice, freshly squeezed, some cayenne, some chili powder, or cayenne spice. Cayenne is a ground chili that is very hot, so if you don't like heat, you don't necessarily have to put it in, but I'm putting a healthy pinch. And then I'm using za'atar. If you're not familiar with za'atar, it's a Middle Eastern spice blend that is usually made with thyme, oregano, sometimes some dried dill as well, sesame seeds, sumac, and salt. But it comes in many different blends, and everywhere you go in the Middle East, you can find people's personal blends that are all slightly different. I love the tart, tangy, herbaceous smell and taste of za'atar, and I think it just goes so well in this dip and really gives it a great layer of flavor. So I'm just gonna give a really big healthy pinch of it right here. You know, you don't have to be that exact. Feel as you go, taste as you go, and it'll be delicious. Then I'm going to chop up a bunch of fresh herbs. This recipe can be really versatile. You don't need to get too bogged down in what herb to use or how much of it. I like to just scavenge through my fridge and use whatever herbs I have on hand. Fresh, tender herbs are the best here, and I'm using some dill, some mint, and I have a little bit of chives left over from the other day. So I'm just gonna chop them slightly. And make a little room so that you can see what I'm doing. And they're gonna just all get folded into the dip too. And if you only have one fresh herb or even none on hand, that's fine too. There's a lot of flavor in here, so you don't have to worry. But I'm gonna punch them up with lots of spices and herbs together. Here's just a big bunch of fresh mint leaves. Give that a chop. Just like that. Run the knife through it so that it's a little more fine, because you don't want to have giant big pieces of mint in your teeth when you're trying to be heard and taken seriously on a march. And then finally, some dill. I'm just gonna chop that as well. I'm kind of putting in a tablespoon or two of each herb here. And now I'm gonna just stir it all up. And if you need to thin it out, You can add a tiny bit more yogurt or even a dash of cream or milk, but everything was so soft that it just blended up really, really easily in my bowl. I'm actually going to give it a pinch of salt, some black pepper, make sure that it's all blended together. Now that's the base of my dip. The one thing I like to eat with it as well is some fresh pita that I grill. And you can even actually use za'atar to sprinkle on top of the pita and make them extra flavorful too. So I have a grilled pita, right here. And I'm gonna just turn on my grill pan and brush my pita with a little bit of oil. This will help to crisp it up and make it a little bit golden and crunchy. And I'm just gonna put it into my grill pan just for a second. Warm it up, give it those pretty grill marks. Now, I'm gonna get my dip ready for serving. So I'm just going to, while that's grilling, add some of my dip to a bowl. Now this is if I'm serving it at home, and I'm gonna serve it with lots of fresh veggies and these beautiful grilled pita. But obviously if you take it out with you on the go, you wouldn't necessarily serve it this way. I'm going to finish with some of those toasted sesame seeds on top. And then I also like to give it a tiny drizzle of olive oil. The way it all comes together. I'm serving my dip with tons of fresh, crunchy veggies along with my grilled pita. You can use anything you have on hand. These will all stay really well. They don't need to be refrigerated all the time. I have celery, carrots, snap peas, tomatoes, radishes, fennel, peppers, cucumbers, whatever you can find or grab easily. I prep them all up in advance, and then I can just pile them into my container and go. All right, I think my pita is nice and ready, a little bit grilled and delicious. If you are preparing your pita on the go, you can even cut it into strips, but because I'm making a platter, I'm making little thin wedges here. And you can just pile them in. Oh, the other thing you can do actually before is to give them a little sprinkle of that za'atar, because the oil is already on it, it'll stick. Never hurts to reinforce that delicious flavor. All right. Dig in, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for watching along today and for all the hard and inspiring work that this incredible community is doing for women across the nation. Go to womensmarch.com for information on volunteer opportunities and upcoming marches and events. And follow me on social. I'm at Gail Simmons Eats on Instagram and at Gail Simmons on Twitter. Hope to see you out there soon.